Hola, it's Amber!
And Heather.
And here we are.
It's all of our glory.
I know. Thanks for tuning back in. I hope you're enjoying this.
Did you miss us?
Yeah,
We missed you.
Yeah, I know. We
Yeah,
did.
we did.
So we're back, and today is talking about cheating. I'm just kidding. I don't know what's wrong with me. Forgive me. It's the sugar rush, I guess. All right.
Because we're talking about cheat day.
Yes.
We get this a lot when people who are, I'm throwing out my air quotes here, eating healthy, and they have their cheat day. That day just sits very heavy out there in the atmosphere. So I'm going to tell you a story. So I have this one friend of mine, and she is very confused about her nutritional habits, and it's quite, I don't know, I feel bad because I want to help her, but I don't know that she's ready for me to help her because, there are some people who aren't ready to be helped, and that's fine because we all know that it's not going to stick in your brain unless you're ready for it to come in. Otherwise, it's just going to bounce right off and come back in my face and make me mad and stuff.
Yeah, right?
So she was explaining to me how she had a cheat day. And I'm like, oh, okay, do tell. Well, I eat really good all week. So every Friday for breakfast and lunch, I eat something. And the first thing that she labeled off was the Lord's Chicken House. And she said, and
Listen,
I'm like,
we love the Lord's chicken
we do love the Lord's chicken, but the fact that she was okay, or she felt that it was okay to be able to eat 2 bad meals. And then I know people that will eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner on their cheat day and have God knows what else in between on their cheat day and think that it's okay because they're eating well the rest of the week.
Right.
Right?
And let me just interject because you said
Please.
bad.
Yes.
She's looking at
Yes.
that as bad. We don't label good and bad.
No, we do not label good or
But
bad.
she,
in most
friend
people's
was.
minds, they look at bad food versus good food.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's all food.
It's all
people.
food.
It's all food. We don't have to label it. No. So, and then she was telling me about, the reasons that she was selecting the items that she did from the menu, which was all wrong, regardless. But a lot of people's concept of nutrition is skewed, and I think it's just because they don't know any better.
They don't, and they've been confused by
So
the diet
confused.
industry and
Yes.
the diet culture, which we are not a part of.
We are not a part of. So, what the focus on this podcast is day. And we don't call it cheat either.
Nope.
You can have food.
Yeah.
It's just a meal.
Treats.
Yes.
I like
it's
the word
treats.
treat.
She likes the word treats.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheat is negative.
It is
Like
negative.
you've done something bad. You've
Yes.
cheated.
Right?
You cheated on a test. You cheated on your boyfriend. You cheated on your diet.
Yes.
That's so negative.
Because they've been good. So
Yes.
being good for a certain amount of time, for some reason in your mind, thinks that you're okay to be bad.
Right. And it's not
It's not
bad.
It's not bad.
No. For goodness sakes. So definitely getting rid of that negative terminology and looking at your
Yes.
eating as good or bad. We must get rid of that.
We must.
For sure.
We're taking a stand.
Yes. But let's talk about, because you know me and my nerdy self and
Yes.
all the scientific
Yes.
stuff that I love. When you are looking at, let's say that we're going to use a person who does not follow the training tool methodology.
Yes.
All right. So they're going to call it a cheat day. And so we're going to use them as an example. So let's just say that this person is trying to lose weight, because that's what your friend
Yes.
is probably trying to do.
Yes.
All right. And they're like, I am going to eat healthy, good.
Yes. She's throwing the air quotes.
Air quotes.
Yes.
I'm going to eat healthy this week. And they do really great. So Monday through Thursday, we'll use her as an
Yes.
example. So Monday through Thursday, she has eaten immaculately. She's eaten all her vegetables and her
Yes.
fish and her chicken and all of the things that we would encourage someone to eat the majority of. Okay, she probably was in a calorie deficit, which is where you sometimes, or where you have to be for weight loss.
Absolutely.
All right. So she's done well, again,
Yes.
air quotes, as she's still in that calorie deficit. Now, she goes to Friday, and because she is looking at Friday as her cheat day, now she's eating foods that she doesn't normally eat. And what do we know about fast food and things like that when you're choosing those types of meals? Your fat intake is going
Way
to
high.
go way high, which is always going to really increase the caloric intake.
Yes.
A lot of times we eat foods and we don't think they're that calorie dense,
Right.
but they really are. And so she can completely erase
Yes.
her calorie deficit from the entire week in that one day.
Yes.
And what that means is she's not going to lose weight.
No.
Because she's not in a calorie deficit anymore. Now, in her mind, she's thinking, I've done good, again,
Right.
air quotes. I've done good all week. I don't understand what happens. And we see this a lot.
Absolutely. Yes.
But now let me talk to you about choosing those foods that aren't as healthy for you.
Yes.
Okay. We still want you to do that. And here's what I find with people. If I have someone who's trying to eat better and they say, I'm not going to eat these things that I know aren't as good for me, this is my downfall, I'm not going to do it. Well, then they start to obsess about
Right.
it. And
That's me.
Yeah, and then
That's
that can lead to more binge eating, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why can't we just plan treats
Right.
throughout our time?
Yes.
Eat healthy. But for instance, I'm taking dinner to one of our clients tonight who has had surgery, and we're doing pizza. I said, pick
Yes.
whatever you want. She
Yes.
wanted pizza. All
Yes.
right. I'm going to have some pizza tonight.
Absolutely.
Now, is that the healthiest thing to eat? No. But what am I going to do tomorrow? I'm going to get up and eat my regular breakfast.
Right.
I'm going to have my delicious salad with my grilled chicken at lunch, like I like to do on the weekends, And my point of this is I'm going to work that food in that I don't always eat. And then I'm not saying to myself, oh, I'm never going to eat pizza
Right.
again, because what's going to happen? I'm going to be stuffing my face with a whole entire pizza because I said no.
Exactly. Because you said no.
There's so much to be said for balance. So let's get rid of that idea. A cheat day is going to completely...
Sometimes cheat day turns into cheat weekend, so y'all better
Yes.
watch out.
and at that point,
Yes.
you've done 4 days healthy,
Yes.
3 days, whatever the heck you want to put in your mouth.
Right?
Come on now.
Pick one meal. And then
Yes.
follow the rest of your plan the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do registered dietitian approved and created and approved
Yes.
meal plans occasionally at the
Yes.
training tool. And we do these as usually challenges for 4 weeks. Now, in every single one of those programs, every week, the participants have a treat meal.
Right.
And we talk about it. It's like, go out with your spouse, go out with your friends. Let that be the night that you decide to have your Mike's Hard Lemonade
Right.
or your, like I like sangria.
Right.
So you could do that and work that in, because if you don't, nobody's going to eat healthy 100% of the time.
And be happy with the rest of their lives.
Oh my gosh, no. And the other thing too is, as Heather and I have started traveling more because we go to SCW conferences, now that we're doing that, sometimes you get to places where, boy, you just got to work hard to try to find something
Yes.
in traveling, because it's not, you can find healthy things in the
Absolutely.
airport, but sometimes
You gotta search for it.
Yeah, you have
Yes.
to search, and sometimes you have to make some swaps there.
Absolutely. But making those poor choices every day is
Yeah.
going to not lead to success.
No. And that's why so many people struggle.
Yes.
And they spin their wheels because they feel
Yes.
good and bad. When
Good and
I'm
bad, yes.
when I'm eating healthy, I'm good. And then when I eat something not healthy, I'm
Right.
bad.
And see, and I've gotten to the point. So I used to be that I was this person,
Right.
before I started, before I turned my life around.
And met
And
Amber.
found my way through the pickly pears of healthy eating. I would look at it that way. So I would on the weekend I would have like the whole weekend. I'm like, well, I'm eating good during the week,
Yeah.
and so and then but now that I have turned the corner,
Yes.
I find that if I spend too much time not eating well, I feel bad.
Oh, yeah,
my
you can
gut
tell.
cannot handle it, and and nobody wants that on purpose.
No. Listen, I'm from Georgia originally. We fry everything.
Everything, yes.
And I grew up eating
Yes.
fried foods. I
Yes.
love fried foods.
Absolutely.
I will not eat them now because
No,
my stomach
yes.
is like, no, except for French fries.
Yeah,
I do.
oh yeah, you can.
I will
yes,
eat some
the
French
French
fries. But like, I love fried shrimp. I love fried okra dipped in ranch.
Oh yes.
But I know if I choose fried pickles,
Oh,
also
yes.
dipped in ranch.
Yes.
I know if I choose to eat those foods, I'm going to pay for it later.
Absolutely.
So it absolutely has to be something I'm making a conscious effort.
So here's a funny story about fried pickles. So we don't go out to eat. Especially, it's funny how COVID has turned, at least mine and my husband's, because we used to go out to eat pretty regularly. Because I
Right.
can certainly be lazy when it comes to cooking dinner. You
Me
know?
too.
And I'm one of those people where I make decisions for myself and other people all day long. And my famous line is when he says, "What do you want for dinner?" I don't want to have to decide, right? That's
Wow.
what, okay. So we typically don't, since COVID, go out as much. So maybe like once a week or something. But my favorite go-to restaurant is Texas Roadhouse. and it's very funny because I like the rolls, but I don't like the honey butter.
Oh man,
right?
I can
don't
eat that
like
out of the
that.
container.
I don't like it, but I like the rolls. But I like their fried pickles, and I will partake in the fried pickles. And then, of course, I have my steak and then my roasted vegetables.
Yeah.
Right. So there's balance.
There
you
is
can
balance.
enjoy the bloomin' onion if you want to from the Outback or whatever. But then pair it off with some vegetables and
Yes.
don't get, and I will partake sometimes in the steak fries, but, and then don't eat everything that's on your plate.
Yeah, don't eat all of
Right?
it. I went out
Portion.
last night and I ordered a burger because a lot of the things
a good burger.
I know a lot of the things on the menu just were
Yes.
it was a
Yes.
place. It wasn't my pick, but
Yeah.
and as soon as it came out, I just split the burger in half.
Right.
Number one, it was a double patty, and I was
Oh,
like,
my,
"Oh my
that's
goodness,
always so
that's
much.
a lot
I
of
know.
food." So
Yeah.
I split it in half, and I love French fries now. I
Yes.
can eat a ton of
Yes.
fries on my own. So I pretty much like potatoes any way you cook
Yes.
them. But I separated it out and put half the French fries, and I thought I can have that today for
Right.
lunch if I want or whatever. And it's just making the conscious effort to make
Yes.
sure that you're not overeating. It's just having
Exactly.
some portion control. This is the other thing that I talk to my clients about too, because I say, listen, when you go out to eat, and especially when we do our 4-week challenges,
Yes.
right? And they get their treat meal, like you can't look at it as a free for all.
No.
So I want you to just think about if you were to go out to eat, you got 1 to 3 adult fun beverages, you get an appetizer, you get a meal, and you get a dessert. I mean, that is probably
lot.
thousands.
That's
You're
yes.
really up there, depending on how much
Yes.
you eat. You could be up there around 2,000 calories in one meal.
Yes.
So that is the other thing, is to pick and choose what you
Right.
really want. Now, I love dessert, but I very rarely
Rarely, yes.
order that out. Number one, I can be as full as a tick, and if you bring me dessert, I don't care how
Eat
big
it.
it is, I will eat the whole thing. I am not
Yes.
the person who is like, oh, I'll just have a bite and that satisfies me.
Right.
No. I am face down in the
Yes.
chocolate cake.
Yes.
Okay. So that is one thing that I pretty much don't do unless it's something special. And I also, with appetizers,
Yeah.
I just don't do that because I know once the food comes,
Right.
that's going to satisfy me. If I eat an appetizer and a meal,
That's too
I'm
much.
always
Yes.
it's always way too
so
much.
then you just disregard the salad. A lot of people, it's funny. So a lot of people think, I got a salad. Did you get that dressing on the side? Because a lot of times it's drink. I got a Caesar salad. I'm like, do you know Caesar
How many
dressing
calories?
is?
Yes. Did you know that anchovies are in Caesar dressing?
Yeah,
if it's
I know.
true.
And I don't. That's
Yeah.
why I stop.
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
they should not exist. They exist on my fishing line when I'm fishing.
When you're
I
fishing.
don't eat bait.
Okay, well, you sound like
There
my
we go.
okay. My father said that the first time I tried to have him try sushi. He was
Sushi,
like, "This
yes,
is bait."
This is bait. You fish with this. You gotta
Oh, my
fry it or
goodness.
steam it, and then you can eat it. But you ain't eating that stuff raw.
Shout out to my dad. I hope
Yes.
you heard. I hope you hear this, Dad. So now,
I'm with you, Dad.
Yeah, right. All right, y'all. So no cheat days.
cheat days.
We're going to incorporate delicious food throughout the week. We're going to
Yes.
treat ourselves occasionally, and we're going to eat healthy the majority of the time because that is huge.
Absolutely.
And even if you are not someone who is in the camp of trying to lose weight, we all should be working on better health.
Absolutely.
And nutrition is a driver of better health
Yes.
all the time.
All the time.
So go out there, get you some lean protein, some veggies, and some nutrient-dense carbs and heart-healthy fats. Enjoy yourself, and we can't wait to talk to you on the next episode.
Bye.